congratulations on the victory here this afternoon. And
thank you.
Good sets between, and the points were fast today.
Yeah, there was a lot of siding out there in the middle of those sets. Not too many scoring runs, which from a defensive standpoint, I think when set one was going and they went on their run, they just made a lot of plays in transition, and we got caught. And then, I don't know, we might have sided out every single ball the rest of set one and then made some plays and went on a run there at the end. But they're just a solid team. In my interview with Marianne earlier this week, I said every set's going to be 2, 3, 4 points. Every team here is really good, and to sweep a really good team, I'm proud of our kids, especially for coming back in that first set and then winning 2 tight ones. That kind of showed kind of how our season was. We did well in those tight set situations.
Your attack for the day, you had 123 attacks. You had 16 errors on the day, and I know, in talking to you over the last few years, you emphasize the cutting down on those errors, and you did a nice job here through these 3 sets.
Yeah, I think the challenge against that team is, like I said, they make a lot of plays defensively and they're scrappy. So for the most part, we did a good job. At times, we would make some unforced errors when it was longer rallies. We just weren't as disciplined in transition and things. But overall, yeah, you're right. We did a really good job, especially siding out at, looking at those numbers, 75% in set 2 and 60%. That's pretty darn good. I'm pretty pumped about that.
Not a typical match for Selena Nolte here this afternoon. She had 11 kills with 7 errors, and it's not really characteristic for her.
Yeah, maybe it's just side of the court, because set 2 she was pretty good. 1 and 3 just kind of made a couple errors. I think just getting excited with the matchup on the setter. And then the setter blocked her a couple times. I'm like, oh, geez, just say hi, kid. You're a good athlete. So, but yeah, they're going to have the up and downs, but then other kids stepped up and,
I was going to say, Kylie Roszinski did a great job for you today. She had 13 kills and 21 attacks, just a couple errors. For
you. 524. That's pretty awesome hitting percentage for a pin hitter. So on the last ball, we're like, hey, get it to Kylie. Got the swing. They made a random play. I'm like, good Lord, they won't give up, and then she finally put it away. So
talk about you use the depth to your advantage, and you seem to sub in the right spots, and you did a nice job of that here today.
Yeah, I think our 2 kids that came in the back row, Lexi Rang, number 18, and number 9, Morgan Childers, senior, they served them a lot, and their passing numbers were really, really good, and they made some good plays on defense. So for a freshman to do that, that's awesome. And then Morgan, senior, last conference tournament for her, they really helped us to be in system and help to our good hitting percentage.
Talk about today. It seemed like you were able to kind of cut down on Jamie Scott, the freshman of the year, this afternoon in the play. It seemed like defensively you guys were in the right spots for where she was hitting the ball.
Thank goodness, because she's a stud. She's just a great player, and all week, we keyed on what they do and what she does. And at the beginning of the set, they kept setting their middles and other kids and getting kills. I'm like, oh God, good thing, we've been kind of shutting her down. And then, it's tough when you're the go-to and the team's putting pressure on you and scouting and stuff like that. But our blockers did a good job for the most part of slowing her down.
You get the winner of Lewis and Illinois Springfield tomorrow. You lost to Lewis earlier this season. You beat Illinois Springfield, and talk about potential matchups with those 2 teams. Same weekend, those travel partners. That was a tough weekend, but Lewis is just very deep, and running when they switch to a 6-2, just shutting down their offense is becoming more difficult than a 5-1 system. And then they're like Bellarmine a lot. They just make a lot of plays defensively. Really smart team and well coached, so they shut us down offensively at their place. And then Illinois Springfield, one of the best blocking teams in the country. Their middles are studs, and they gave us fits. So depending on who it is, the game plan will shift a little bit with 2 different offensive systems. But I keep telling our kids, guys, if we play clean volleyball, I'll take on anyone. I kind of joked after our senior day. I was like, we'll play anyone except for at Lewis. But no, I'm excited. And either matchup, like I said, every team here is good. It's just the different styles of play will be a lot different than today. First Tritons team since 2010 to get to the semifinals. It must feel pretty good.
Yeah, I was just a lowly assistant back then. So all the props to my assistant, Lindsay Meyer, because I take the props back then, right? Is that
Every good head coach, they got a good assistant, right? Is that how it works?
That's how it works. We
Awesome.
look forward to seeing you again tomorrow
Awesome,
against
thank you.
in the 2:30 semifinal. Ryan Young, the head coach from the UMSL Tritons, joins us. We'll step aside. We'll come back with some final numbers, final thoughts, and we'll wrap things up here from our first quarterfinal. The Tritons defeat Bellarmine 3-0. We'll be back from the 2019 GLVC Volleyball Championships on the GLVC Sports Network.